Okay, what's up, people? Let's move that around. There we go. What's up, people? Welcome back to another stream. Hope everyone is doing well this Monday. As always, guys, if you are enjoying the content, please be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Make sure you do also hit the bell so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. And of course, make sure you do check out the Discord link for Elevating Traders, completely free to join at the top of the chat. You cannot miss it. But I hope everyone is doing well. Bear with me. I'm just sharing this on Telegram and Twitter. Okay, so back to it. Okay, I hope everyone's well. Tashi, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Kung, hope I'm saying that correctly. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Brian, what is up? Welcome to the stream. Hurdy-on, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. PK, welcome. Logged in my like already. Appreciate it. Thank you. Online tricks, what is up? Closed pound CAD for 74 pips. Nice. I think those are some shorts on pound CAD you were talking about last week. And Keba, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. New week for all traders, 100%. What is up, William? Welcome to the stream. Hope everyone is doing good. So, yeah, brand new week. I haven't seen too much movement since the week has started. Of course, the week has just been born, so I'm not going to expect too much movement. But in terms of my attention, it's still very much with the dollar pairs this week. We have seen some nice upside for the DXY coming to the end of last week, and yeah, it's looking interesting. I'm still particularly very bearish on the dollar. I still do see dollar keep falling, so that is very much the plan I have with pretty much all the dollar pairs. Looking to buy euro, buy pound, sell dollar CAD, potentially buy Aussie dollar and New Zealand dollar. Those two pairs are a bit more awkward, but I'm still looking for opportunities on the long side. And yeah, look to buy gold as well. None of those opportunities are quite like just yet, but that's very much what I'm looking to do with the dollar pairs. I'll speak on the yen pairs in a lot of detail as well, because they've been looking pretty bullish since the week has opened up. So those markets have been particularly moving, but yeah, I'm not interested just yet to do anything really with them. Of course, we'll go through them during the stream. But yeah, for dollar DXY, we came back into a massive level of support at 101 last week. And since then, we have seen a bit of reaction, but I still do expect us to come back into 99.5, which is this low here. So now that we have seen a bit of pop to the upside, this for me is an excuse for the market to pull back, find some more sellers, and continue in its overall direction. So I have highlighted this level here around 102,200, which is where I do want to see price push into. And then I'm anticipating some downside and, of course, upside for euro, upside for pound. So I do still see a bit more upside left for the DXY. So I'm not looking to get involved just yet. But if we can push up some point this week, that'd be much appreciated. And I'm looking for price to simply push back down to the low. And then maybe we'll see price push into 99.5. But the idea this week is to try and catch this move at some point. So that's very much the idea. So looking at pairs like pound USD, looking at pullback for some upside. Again, similar move. If the DXY does make that push to the upside, then you probably expect pound to make that move to the downside. And then again, looking for a bounce as we approach this high here at 1.305. So pound USD looks really good to me. Euro looks good as well, but I want this one to pull back a little bit more. We've had a bit of a reaction here at this level here, which could potentially take us to the upside. As I said, I do want to see the dollar pull back a little bit more. So I'm kind of hoping we hit this area, and then I'll start looking for some buys. I think that's where I've got the 50% of this move here, if I'm not mistaken. Get the Fibonacci out. Yeah, we more or less got the 50% lining up with that area there. So if you can tag the 50, tag that level, that'd be very, very attractive for some buys in euro, and equally probably buys in pound at the same time, really. So I'll see which one looks the best and entertain that setup. But I'm very much focused on the dollar this week. Oh wow, woken up at 4 a.m. because of the alert on AJ buy. So got in at 4:15. Fair play. If I was taking a buy early morning like that, I will be a little bit disorientated. Probably end up selling Aussie yen rather than buying it. But now up 74 pips. That's not a bad outcome at all. Making money whilst you sleep, literally. Also in CAD CHF, buy up 11 pips, so holding these for 1 week. Okay, we'll take a look at CAD CHF as well. What are you doing with CAD CHF, early one? I can't remember what you said last week. Morning, William. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. From South Africa, Wicked, welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing good. Manny, good morning. I'm doing good. Hope you're well. EuroCAD, of course, we will take a look at EuroCAD, no problem. So yeah, with Euro Canadian, we spoke a lot about this one last week. I said I am expecting a bigger move to the downside for this one, particularly because of the higher time frames. This is the weekly chart for us, and you can see we've come up against that, extreme high, swing high. Markets found it really difficult to break through, and as a result, we've seen a really strong rejection there from a weekly perspective. I'm pretty sure on the monthly as well. Yeah, big wick rejection. So I do think we can see some downside this month at some point. However, right now we're trading at support. So it depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for buys, I think this is still a nice opportunity because we're approaching again a lovely swing high here, which of course will be flipped to support. We had a really nice break through that area. And now this could be a pullback for the market to possibly continue. So buys do make sense from that area there as well. But because of where we're located, how we rejected that high, I do expect us to eventually sell off. So I do think the buy is a bit more short term. But yeah, at the same time, that isn't so short term as well anyway, because if you do see a move like this, back to this area, that could take 2-3 days, which isn't really a short term move, is it? So I think the buys look good, but as I've said, I do think the bigger move is still to the downside. So it's up to you how you want to tackle this. I think at the moment, only buys make sense, approaching major support, coming back into this low here, but we did see a really strong reaction to the upside. I think this is a nice place for a long. If you're looking to short, then of course you want price to push away, back to areas where sellers will be located, and then look to jump into some sells, or maybe if price can break through that, then we can speak on some sells as well. But for now, price is doing a pretty good job at holding onto that low, and I do like how prices had a strong push down, but then equally a nice move back up as well. So it does look like this area is holding. So for EuroCAD, I would anticipate a move to the upside. Like I said, I don't expect it to go forever. I do think we'll put a lower high in at some area, probably around here. It's probably a 50% pullback, roughly. So around 1.5, 1.50250. I feel like that's a solid area for some take profits or some partials, or however you want to manage the trade. That's up to you. I mean, for all I know, you might be able to trade before that. But yeah, EuroCAD, I do see a lot more downside longer term. So yeah, EuroCAD's bearish bias, but expecting a pullback, expecting a reaction of this low, which definitely could be looking to be taken advantage of, and then we can see what we get afterwards. But that sell could be an opportunity at the end of the week, or maybe even the start of next week. So it's very much in some bullish territory at the moment. Let me know what you're looking at for EuroCAD as well. Okay, so CAD CHF big buy. Okay, we'll go through CAD CHF. Okay, all in the 4-hour quantity analysis. USD CAD buy, USD JPY buy, Euro CAD buy. Okay, I'm pretty much all agreeing with that, to be honest. I'm more bearish on USD CAD and Euro CAD, but I am expecting to see some upside for dollar CAD and some upside for Euro CAD and upside for dollar yen as well. Like I've said, very bearish on USD CAD. I do think there's a lot of room to the downside, and I do expect us to keep falling. However, I do want to see this move happen first, purely because I'm looking for pullback so I can short at a later date and take advantage of that big drop. Because from USD CAD, from the high time frames, all I can see really is price is just consolidating. We've got equal highs up here, equal lows down there, and the market has just been fluctuating between the two levels. Now that we've seen a solid break of some local levels of support resistance, this of course will be resistance. So it'd be great if the market can come back and retest that and then continue on its path back to the lower end of this range. So I see more downside, but we have approached some support. It does look like the market's stalling a little bit. I still do expect to see a bit more dollar strength come back into the market, as I do expect dollar to keep retracing. So I do still anticipate more upside for dollar. That could help out dollar CAD to the upside as well. But like I said, I do think the bigger move is to the downside. And a similar situation with EuroCAD as well. EuroCAD has hit a pretty big level of support. I think we can see a nice bounce here. But again, as we did over here with that lower high, I do think we'll form another one at some point. One high there, second high there, third lower high, and then maybe we'll be on our bike to the lower end of the range, because EuroCAD is kind of ranging as well. Yeah, you got your highs up there, your lows there. Haven't really done much since then. So similar situation with EuroCAD as well. So yeah, I do like USD to the upside. Not enough for me to trade it, but I do think the opportunity is there. And then hopefully a bigger short. And I'm not too sure we get up there. That would be my preferred level, but I don't know. Will we see enough dollar strength for price to get back to 1.36? Possibly, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, I do like USD CAD to the downside. Dollar yen, we've seen some upside for the yen pairs. Dollar yen in particular, because dollar's been a little bit strong. So that's been a recipe for bullishness. We're struggling at some resistance here, but if you watch my weekly analysis, I was talking about possible move back to the high here if we do manage to crack the resistance, because we've broken out this descending channel. I was expecting price to kind of slowly make its way back to the low. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, and now price is broken out pretty impulsively outside of this channel. So I do expect us to keep up that momentum if we do see a solid break of that resistance and push back into the high here. And we'll talk from then on, because I still do like some of the yen pairs to the downside, because you've had such a huge drop. So even if we do push to the upside, I do think a low high will print at some point and then push down. So I'm kind of still looking for that at some point for the yen pairs, but where will that be? I'm not too sure. I don't have many obvious areas in some of these yen pairs to work with. But yeah, dollar yen, I do expect us to push up. And I think a trade back to the high there makes a lot of sense this week. So yeah, very much in agreement with your bias on all three of those markets. I don't think you'd be looking to trade it too far anyway. But yeah, longer term, I do think there's still room to the downside. Thoughts on dollar CAD and gold? Yes, we'll take a look. Bitcoin as well, no problem. Nat, we'll take a look. Asim, good morning. Please have a look at Aussie 200. Okay, can't remember the last time I had a look at that, but we will have a look. See. Looking for a buy. Never check the high time frames of the 4 hour. Probably waiting for a small pullback still. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think EuroCAD has room to the upside. I think the buy is good. And again, that's the thing with trading. You analyze your time frames, you analyze what you're looking for, you take a trade. Some trades play out phenomenally well, some trades play out okay, maybe a small win or a break even, and of course, some trades fail. I always like analyzing the high time frames because it gives me more information to work with. And as technical traders, or at least for me anyway, as a technical trader, we're always operating with limited information, because the market's put together with so many different components and so much things going on. Technicals is just one element of the market, and it's more than enough to make a good profit. But at the same time, you want to take in information and be able to make an informed decision. So high time frames for me are quite important. But if you do find a setup, some setups, like I said, will go in your favor for a little bit. Some setups will continue to run in your favor. And from my experience, those are the trades that are in line with the higher time frames. Not all the time, of course, but when you analyze a market and it lines up with higher time frames like daily, weekly, maybe even monthly buys as well, then those have the potential to run really far. And especially as someone who likes to trail their stop loss, it allows you that possibility to catch a big winner. Like I said, it won't always happen, especially with the higher time frames. They could fluctuate for a few weeks before they make the move. But at least you're lined up with the possibility to catch a big win. So that's why I like using the higher time frames. But equally, it's a really nice level of support, even on the daily chart as well. I just expect us to put a lower high in at some point and push down. But even a move back to that area could still be a phenomenal trade in itself as well. But yeah, with dollar CAD, I just spoke on that one. Like I said, looking for a bigger move to the downside. Hopefully, we can see a pullback to 1.36 because that was the area I've been talking about for the past couple of weeks. Looking for the break and retest of that area. Unfortunately, hasn't set up yet, but that is really where I do want to position myself short and seeing how far I can take it. In terms of gold, now the analysis of gold hasn't budged really. It's still pretty much the same thing. We've broken through 2480, which was this level back here. And yeah, and now we've created some resistance around 2530. So the plan is really to look for the break and retest of the high there, or for price to come back down and retest 2480. Either which way, I'm looking for buying opportunities and I'm expecting gold to be seeing higher prices. Now, we've had a really, sluggish attempt at breaking through the high there, and they've all kind of failed pretty miserably. So that to me is a sturdy level of resistance. So if we can break through that, that'll be a pretty significant break in my book. And of course, that will now be turned support, which would be a very attractive opportunity should we get a retest. But it looks like price is probably going to come back to 2480 before we do get that break anyway. So now this becomes my preferred opportunity, or the more likely opportunity for gold. And if we do break 2480, then I'm not so much interested in gold anymore. Again, the market could still very much go bullish. It doesn't necessarily have to hold 2480 for it to stay bullish. We could have a bigger pullback, something like we'd be doing here and here as well. So the market could go through another bearish sequence and then higher low, and then we can bullish again. But I wouldn't be looking to buy it so immediately. I'll be waiting for price to develop, break out, and then try and find some buys somewhere to take it back up again. But if we can hold this, fantastic. I'll look for entries, see if we can do something similar to what we did last time over here. And then again, looking for gold to propel itself to the upside. And if we don't get that set up and price is just bullish from here on out, then again, we're looking for the retest there for the buy. So gold for me is pretty simple, it's pretty straightforward. As long as we hold 2480, looking for upside. If you do catch the break of 2530, again, looking for upside in the retest of that. And I've marked out a couple of psychological levels where we could get to 2600, 2550 as some areas maybe to keep an eye out or trail a stop. Because again, you can't necessarily look to the left and look for any price action because there isn't any. So the psychological levels are the best we've got for now. Or if you're looking at maybe fib extensions or ATRs or whatever you're looking at, there are other things you can look at too, other indicators. But for now, in terms of price, that's the best we've got to work with. So yeah, that's kind of my outlook on gold. And again, if USD keeps falling as well, that should help gold to the upside. But yeah, I do think we can probably see a bit more upside left for dollar, which I don't know, might take gold back to this area, which kind of lines up with euro, kind of lines up with pound as well. So yeah, I'm liking gold. I'm liking gold. High time frame still look good. You have some decent monthly candle closures as well. So that buys into the idea pretty nicely. We'll go through Bitcoin as well, and then we'll take a look at Aussie 200. Okay, so more 4-hour setups. Aussie CHF sell, CAD CHF sell. Okay, so we got Holy One buying, CAD CHF all looking to buy. Actually, no, you said you're going to buy. And then Nkeba looking to sell. And that's the beauty of the market. Some people could be looking to buy, exact same market. Someone's looking to sell. And, both could be doing both, taking both sides of the coin for the same, for good reasons. It could be difference in time frames, difference in strategy, difference in style. And the funny thing is both could still walk away with a win as well. One doesn't have to necessarily lose. Anyway, so we'll go through Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, I don't really want to talk too much about Bitcoin because it's kind of trading in the middle of a descending channel right now. So this is where you're going to get the most fluctuation, the most speculation when the market is kind of trading in this area. When we're at the low around this area here or at the high up here, we can be a bit more decisive with the analysis and say, okay, the market is rejecting the high of the range, likely going to reverse, or the market is looking like it's breaking out. We're probably going to see a breakout and expect momentum to follow suit. But at the moment, we're kind of trading in the middle. We're coming into some more local levels of support resistance, which could be a nice buy short term on the lower time frames, but nothing of much significance, I would say, until we get back down to the lower end. And let's say we get to the lower end, we print another big wick like this or another big wick like this, then we can say to ourselves, okay, the market's rejecting the low pretty well. There's a good chance for some upside, and now that becomes a nice opportunity for a buy. At least you've got some edge to work with there. Same thing to the upside as well. If we're seeing some rejection like we were previously, then we've got some edge to work with. But in the middle, anything can happen really. The market can suddenly turn bullish if it wants and push to the high or come back low. It's 50-50. So yeah, with Bitcoin, I wouldn't really look to touch it. If you are looking to buy or sell Bitcoin, I'd very much wait for at least a push into the lower end around 53, 52K, or wait for a push into the upper end around 67, 68K. And then we can see what Bitcoin has in store for us, whether we get a breakout or price respects the high and the low again. But I must admit, it's not looking too good in the higher time frames, not looking too hot. I've got a feeling that we probably will eventually break the lower end and push down, just because the market's come back to the swing high and failed to break it. Not a good sign. If we broke it and then was doing this above it, that would be a more promising prospect for Bitcoin. But we're doing it as we come into the high, not necessarily a good sign there. Longer term, I do think Bitcoin will put the high low at some point. It just might be after a bigger pullback. That's all. But we'll see. That's just me thinking out loud. For now, I wouldn't really do much with Bitcoin as we're in the middle of that channel, middle of the range, really. Let me go through Aussie 200. Okay, so I'm not too sure if I've looked at this before, and if I have, it was probably a long time ago. But anyway, the market still looks pretty bullish. We've got the swing high here at 81.64. Looks like the market could be gunning for that. So yeah, all the indices, all the major indices I've looked at so far, all look very bullish to me. US indices, UK 100, the DAX, the Japanese index, all look very, very bullish to me. So I do expect them to keep pushing up and print some new highs in. Eventually, we'll go through a bigger pullback, but for now, I do think this will keep chugging to the upside and eventually just take out that high there. So if you're looking for opportunities, I'd very much focus on the buys. I like the low we've got down here. If we're to come back and retest it, that would be nice because we've got a solid place for a stop loss as well, and just a good place for an entry as well if the market's going to keep up with that structure. Back to the high, and then maybe if we're lucky, back to the swing high, the all-time high at 81.64. So in my book, I would expect more upside. If you're looking to trade it, you want to buy low. This is kind of like a range a little bit now. And we're very corrective as well. So you want to buy low anyway. But I would expect us to go and take out this high. So yeah, with the Aussie index, I do expect this to keep pushing up high. Probably take out the 81.64 at some point this week. And then we can kind of maneuver from then on. Maybe we go through another bearish cycle. Maybe we see a big breakout. We'll judge that when it happens. But for now, I do think we'll keep pushing. In terms of CHF pairs, because a few people have mentioned them. Okay, so I'll go through Aussie CHF and CAD CHF. Bitcoin 4-hour time frame. Again, I don't really like to drop below the daily on Bitcoin, just because I don't really want to be looking at intraday, opportunities with Bitcoin. But I don't mind dropping below for the entry, but not necessarily for analysis. So yeah, like I said, there's level support here. Not a bad area for a buy, but again, I would keep the mentality that this is short term because we're still trading within the middle of the range. You want price to be at the lower end. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with getting in early on the lower time frames at the low of the channel, at the high. to maximize your risk reward. But when you're trading within the channel, especially in the middle, you never really want to be looking to marry trades there. Sure, it's a nice place for a buy, might see a nice reaction, but I wouldn't want to hold it too long just in case we fluctuate and price reverses against us. Of course, that could happen with any trade, but at least if you're at the low, you've got a lot more to work with. Because if the market is going to push up, this is likely where it's going to push up from. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with Bitcoin. But 4 hour, it's at a nice area for a buy. I'd keep the short term thinking for the trade. If you're looking for a bigger buy, I'll wait for 53K. And if you're waiting for a bigger sell, I'll wait for 68. So yeah, that's what kind of makes sense for me with Bitcoin. We'll go through some CHF pairs. We'll take a look at Euro USD as well, Blessing. Good morning, good morning. What's up, Tony Gold? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. LeadX, watching live from Kenya. Wicked. Hope you're doing well. Yes, we'll take a look at gold as well. But first, we'll go through a couple of CHF pairs, Aussie CHF and CAD. So Aussie CHF has been particularly bearish on the higher time frames. Really nice bearish trend, as we can all see. I still do think there's more meat to the downside for Aussie CHF long term, because this is our all-time low and we came so close to taking that low out. And there will be a lot of liquidity underneath that low. So you expect us to eventually take out that low at 0.53. But first, looks like we're going to see some upside beforehand. So I'm looking for some upside for that next lower high to form, and Aussie CHF to see some downside. I feel like a pullback to here makes a lot of sense. At the moment, the market's tried to put the high in but failed. Looks like we've just printed a nice double bottom, and the market is slowly gearing up for some more upside. So going forward with Aussie CHF, I do feel like we're going to push up. This is kind of where the sells make sense from, especially if you're looking to swing Aussie CHF around 0.588. I'm not really seeing much opportunities in between. I mean, I suppose you could look to try and buy it on the way up, but you have to watch out for the high here too. So yeah, I'm not really seeing many bullish opportunities because I'm not seeing a clear-cut level to buy from. That's the kind of thing that I need to place a trade with. I need to see a clear-cut level of support or clear-cut level resistance for me to place a trade. I'm not quite seeing that right now with Aussie CHF, although I might have a bullish bias. I'm not really seeing a nice opportunity to trade it just because of how price is moving. It's very corrective. But yeah, I do expect us to see a bit more upside, and then we can start plotting that bigger sell. And around 0.588 makes a lot of sense to me. So that's kind of where I want to see price push into, which unfortunately could take some time, a few days, a couple of weeks potentially. Depends how slow price moves. But we saw a massive drop here. And I'm still looking at this as a retracement of that. It may not, completely swing to the low in one move. It may just be may move halfway and then we go through a different cycle. But even a move halfway is still a phenomenal swing anyway. So that's kind of where I'm at with Aussie CHF, and it lines up with a pretty big level of resistance as well. So you can see support there, resistance, support there too. So it's a pretty strong level, pretty significant level for Aussie CHF on the higher time frames anyway. So yeah, expecting some upside and then looking to sell. You said you're looking to sell from 0.575. Whereabouts is that? 575. Okay, that's kind of where price is at right now. Take profit 0.5833. Oh no, that's just stop loss. Take profit 0.51. Yeah, I think you've done a little bit of a typo there, because 0.51 would be all the way here. I'm not too sure if you're looking to swing it that far. And a stop loss at 0.5833. Actually, maybe you are. So a stop loss of 5833 would place you about here. So I don't know, maybe you are looking for a swing like that. Again, if you are looking for a big move like that, especially in the higher time frames, I think it would be smart to just have some type of management plan set up, which I'm sure you do. But yeah, I do like the idea, but I would rather be looking for opportunities a little bit higher up. And again, I'm not trying to talk you out of the trade either, because if you do take the trade, it could be a phenomenal trade. But if you do get stopped out, again, there could be another opportunity there to take the trade, especially when you're trading with positive risk reward. If you do get stopped out, okay, go again. Is the trade opportunity still valid? If it is, look for another opportunity to get in. And if another one does arise and it does become the winner, then you would probably make back your loss and then some more. Because if you think about it, it's very difficult to catch the market in one try, because the market, especially FX as well, because the market fluctuates a lot. So you don't want to put yourself in a box where if I don't if I don't catch the move in the first trade, that's me out of it. Move on to the next opportunity, which is true. But sometimes the market just wants to move a little bit higher up before you do see that swing. I mean, how many times do you see yourself get stopped out, then the market gives you the swing? So don't be afraid to get back in, especially when trading with positive risk reward, at least a 1 to 2 on average. Because if you do get stopped out, then you have the win, you make back your loss, and plus another R as well. And it's sustainable. If you imagine every loss you take, then you win. Loss you take, you win. That is profitable as well. So yeah, if you do get stopped out with that first trade, keep an eye on 0.588. I think that's a nice place for an opportunity as well, should we move a little bit higher. So that's kind of what I'm gearing up for Aussie CHF. In terms of CAD CHF, Holy One, you said you're looking for a big buy, whereas in Kev, you're still looking for a sell. So yeah, with CAD CHF, yeah, I'm not looking to buy this one just yet. I do think we can see some upside though, because the market has just printed the new all-time lows, which is this low here. So I do think CAD CHF is getting ready for a bit of a push to the upside. If I kind of highlight the highs of price here and the low, so you can see this is the descending channel price to be moving in for quite a while. These are our equal highs, kind of similar to Bitcoin to some degree. Those are our equal highs. These are our equal lows. The market just pinched the low there, and now we're kind of trading at this area here. So now's not the time to be looking for a big swing in terms of your sells. Sure, you can take advantage of some lower time frame sells, but now's not the best time to be looking for a swing like this. This is the time where possibly we could see a big push up, and then there could be a nice time for another sell, just like we did over here, just like we did over here, over here, and over here as well. So we could see that pattern repeat. But I do think there is some room to the upside, especially if we do break above. If we do break above, did not mean to do that. If we do break above this level here. So I'm not a big fan of the buys just yet, because we're still holding that as resistance. Let me just move this out of the way. It's there. If the market can break above this and start forming a bit of a bullish trend, then there could be some nice buys to take advantage like that. And that's something I would look for. I know you've got your opportunity, which you're looking for, Holy One. But for me to get into some buys for CAD CHF, it would have to be something like this. I need to see some bullish structure on the 4 hour. I need to kind of price to be trading above this level here. So I know that I've got daily support behind me and 4 hour support as well. And I've got some bullish structure to work with too. So that would be something I'll be looking for CAD CHF buys. CAD CHF sells, like I said, you can probably get away with some sells, but I wouldn't swing anything from here because of where we're trading in that channel. I would like price to be a little bit higher up for a bigger swing. And if we do break above this area, there is a lot of room to the upside to work with. Let's say a retest of this area looks pretty reasonable to me. If the market breaks above, that looks like a nice target for price to move into. So yeah, I do think there's some room to the upside for CAD CHF. I think there's room to the upside for Aussie CHF as well. I think both of them can make similar moves like this. CAD CHF, a similar move like that as well. Maybe both of them, their bigger move is still to the downside for CAD and still to the downside for Aussie. but I wouldn't be looking to sell them just yet. So that's kind of where I'm at with both of those. And again, it's a similar situation with the yen pairs as well. I'm expecting to see some upside for the yen pairs too. But again, maybe their bigger move is to the downside at some point too, or at least we do see a meaningful move. Like for pound yen, for example, we may push up to 196, which is this area, see a pretty nice move, and then maybe price pushes back up again. Again, we don't need to think so far into the future, really. So yeah, don't worry about that too much. But in terms of Aussie Chef, I do think we'll probably see price push up, CAD Chef price push up, and then we can discuss some sells later on. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with those. Because again, with the CHF pairs, the yen pairs, very, very similar. They both had crazy moves down, and they're both kind of trying to push back up. So I think we'll see similar moves across the board for all of them. We'll go through Euro USD next. And okay, favor, pound CAD, USD CHF, USD ZAR, we will take a look as well. Okay, nice one, holy one. So yeah, with Euro USD, so Euro USD, I'm very bullish on, looking for a lot more upside with this one. I'm expecting at least one more move down before I do hop into buys myself. Because for the DXY, I'm looking for price to push up a little bit higher, test this area here, or at least get close to it, and then I'm expecting to see a bit of a dive. Because the idea with the dollar is that we've come back into major support, hence why we've seen a reaction. So I'm wanting price to not only react with this level, but of course have a decent pullback for all of these moves here, and then I'm expecting price to continue south. So that's very much what I'm looking for the DXY. That's my plan for the dollar. So of course for Euro USD, for pound, I'm looking for the opposite of that really. And so far it's been so good. Euro USD has retraced pretty well, and I'm hoping we can push up, push down, sorry, and then take the buy to the swing high. This is where I've got the 0.5 marked out. In fact, let me make that so we can all see it. There we go. So that's where the 0.5 is for the Fibonacci. Hopefully we can tag that area and then plot some buys in. That way we've got a healthy pullback back onto a nice swing high, and then looking for something like that. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at for Euro. We've been very consistent with all these high lows. For me, looking for the next one to print, and then targeting the high all the way up here at 1.125. So Euro USD, for me, the analysis is pretty straightforward. Market structure, all in sync, seeing higher highs and higher lows. My plan now is to try and catch that next higher low for the next higher high or next push to the high, and then we can go from there. I really do like this level at 1.1, pretty much on the dot, and that's where I'll look to find some entries. We are having a bit of a reaction here, but I'm not buying that. I want to see a bit more downside first, and especially because it was so early on in the week as well. I want to give the market a little bit more room to work with, and hopefully we can push. Same thing for pound as well. I want to see pound push a little bit further down, and then hopefully take the buy at some point later in the week. So that is my outlook with Euro. Hopefully that made sense. Let me know what you're looking at for Euro USD as well. We'll go through pound CAD, dollar CHF, and USD ZAR for favor. I don't think I missed out a pair. If I have, just let me know in the chat. Remember, we're looking for big buys in oil. Then you close the stream. I indicated said sell instead. So I'm leaving oil, just holding AJ and CAD CHF for this week. Okay. Well, yeah. If the consensus of the direction, the bias is not clear, then of course no need to trade it. At the end of the day, you just want to take the trades that make the most sense, and spend your bullets wisely. Spend your your capital wisely on trades. And if AJ, CAD, CHF tick the boxes nicely, look good, of course, that's what you want to focus on. Did you say you closed out Aussie yen? I know you said you're still in CAD, CHF. Okay, let me go through pound CAD for favor. So yeah, pound CAD from a top-down perspective. Again, this one came into a really big level of resistance. So I'm expecting to see some downside for pound CAD. I think for a lot of CAD pairs, I'm looking for downside, dollar CAD, pound CAD, euro CAD. Not sure about NZD or AUD. In fact, NZD, I'm expecting a bit of a move to the upside this week. We'll take a look at that later on. But yeah, pound CAD, solid resistance there around 1.777. And the market really struggled last month to break through. So I'm anticipating some downside for pound CAD, as we have seen over the past kind of few days. And I'm looking for us to keep this up. And I'm looking for push into this area, which is around 1.76. Solid swing high. Price broke through it. Didn't really give us a retest. But now I'm looking for the second attempt for that to be a bit more successful and maybe a push back up again. You've got the price swing lows here, 1, 2, 3. Possibly could be seeing a fourth in that area there too. So I'm looking for some more downside for pound CAD. In terms of the sells, I think the sells are already kind of left the station a little bit. I suppose on the lower time frames, we are pretty consistent with the lower lows and lower highs here. Could be looking to try and catch another one. Maybe we come back and retest the high. Sort of awful line. Let me do that again. Maybe we pull back, retest another high and sell off, and we put another lower high in. So something like this makes sense, but I would want to really be in the trade closer to the high. I feel like entering now, especially when the market is a bit more corrective, you're a little bit late to the party. But I still do expect more downside. It's just I don't want to be looking to enter there. And the market can push to 1.76. As I said in my weekly analysis, I think this is a great place for a long. Should we see the rejection or after? But yeah, pound CAD, I do expect more downside this week, back to 1.76, and I'm expecting to see more upside later on, or maybe early next week, depends how long it takes us to get there. We've had a lovely rejection off that high there, massive rejection off that high, looking like a big double top. I do expect more room to the downside, but this is where I'm expecting a bounce 1.76. So that is very much the plan I have for pound CAD. That is very much the plan. Okay, you closed pound CAD for 74 pips. Okay. Yeah, pound CAD's had a nice move. I still think there's more room, but because price is really corrective now, I would kind of be a little bit careful. Because let's not forget as well, pound CAD in the higher time frames is still relatively bullish. So shorts in my book, even though we're coming off a nice high, is still kind of counter trend. So I would be careful. Aussie 200. So yeah, for Aussie 200, let me quickly go through that one because it's pretty quick analysis with this one because we're right next to the high. But yeah, for Aussie 200, basically all we're seeing across the board is bullishness across all the higher time frames, monthly, weekly, daily, all trending to the upside. We've got the swing high here at 81.64. That's what I'm expecting the market to move into. So I said, if you're looking for buys, you kind of want to look for price to push back down to the lower end of this kind of range. We've got some equal highs up there, equal lows down there. This would be a nice place for a buy. I suppose a break and retest of this area could look good as well, but because price is really corrective and it's very close to the high there, I'm not too sure about that. I think the best opportunity would be if price was to push back down to the low again, and then we can try and take it up. But I would expect at some point this week, maybe in the next couple of days or so, for price to be trading above the high there. So that's very much what I'm expecting this week for the Aussie index, and yeah, some new highs above that. So I'd only be looking for buys until we take that high out. Then maybe some sales will look good after, as price goes for its next pullback. But for now, expecting a push higher up. So yeah, hopefully you hopefully you caught that one. We'll go through dollar CHF next. So yeah, for dollar CHF, again, this was another one that's a bit awkward because it's come back into a really big low, really big level of support, and we've had a bit of a reaction. Nothing crazy, nothing crazy. But I still do expect to see further upside. You can see last time we were here, massive reaction. I'm not necessarily expecting such a big move, but I do think, the market can have a bit of a reaction, after being so bearish for a while as well. So yeah, for dollar CHF, we may still be looking to put in another lower high at some point. So one over there, second over there, third, fourth, fifth, six over there. We could be seeing a 7 at some point as well. Maybe as we approach this high there, that could be a nice opportunity. I do think we can see some follow through to the upside. Now, in terms of buying it, again, now's not the best time to be looking to buy it after the market's really a bit of a move. Maybe if you do start, creating some structure, some highs, some lows, then there might be a nice break and retest to look for. Something like this, retest, and then off we go. So something like that could look good. But yeah, the buys are not really fantastic right now. And then maybe some sells later on as well off this low here. But yeah, I like the buys for dollar CHF. I do still see upside for dollar USD itself. So I would expect that to help dollar CHF move higher too. I think CHF is probably going to be a bit weak this week as well. So other CHF pairs are likely to push up. That should help dollar CHF push up. So there's definitely upside there for dollar CHF. And the push to 0.62 would be a nice move this week. But in terms of a solid buy opportunity, if the market can push down, form some support, push back up, then that could be a nice break and retest opportunity there. But of course, it just hasn't formed yet. There's still a long way to go before a trade like that does form. But yeah, I need a bit more from dollar CHF. I'm looking for upside this week. Not really seeing a buy opportunity just yet. Maybe as we print more candles, something could arise, but not really seeing one just yet. Otherwise, it would be best to really be in the trade from down there. But if you can do something like that, that'll be great. And then I'll be expecting something like that this week, and then maybe we put a lower high in at some point as well. But yeah, dollar CHF, I do think we'll push up, similar to dollar yen as well. I think dollar yen will push up too. Okay, I need to withdraw on Friday. Yeah, I mean that's an element of trading as well. Sometimes you want to withdraw some profit, but you haven't closed out the trade yet, or it hasn't hit your target, so you kind of want to close early. But I mean, it depends. I mean, everyone's got their trading count. It's their rules at the end of the day. Some traders like to just to close out the week in a profit and then withdraw that and then go again the next week. I don't mind. I kind of want to. I like doing a bit of both, holding profits in the account to accumulate, but at the same time, you do want to pay yourself for the hard work you're doing, because otherwise, if you just keep money in a trading account, sometimes you can get too attached. I mean, what's the word? Sometimes you can kind of. Sometimes it doesn't feel real. It feels like a game to some degree. If you always leave your money in there, you want to take bits and pieces out, not everything though, because you do want to get that compounding effect. But then you do want to make sure that you're rewarding yourself. Papello, welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Pound USD, yes, we will take a look. If you guys are enjoying the stream, by the way, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It does really help out. Of course, make sure you do hit the bell if you haven't done so already, so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. And thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the channel and dropped a like. Yes, Favor, I will go through USDR as well. I have not forgotten. And I'll go through pound USD. So yeah, excuse me. With since I'm on pound, let me just go through pound. Yeah, for pound USD, I actually really like this one because the price action is very, very straightforward. In terms of the market structure, in terms of the higher time frames, everything is pretty crystal clear to me. As you know, I know exactly what I want to do with the market. We've seen some really nice higher highs and higher lows over the past few weeks. And all I'm looking to do is expect that to continue. We have a really nice swing high over there. We broke through some nice momentum, never had the retest of that area, so it's still relatively fresh. Now I'm looking for price to get there, get the retest, and look for that next higher low, which we've been so consistent with. Hopefully I can catch that next one and trade it back to 1.33, but at least back to the swing higher there. Doesn't necessarily have to be 1.33 for it to be a successful trade. If we can get back to the swing high, that will be phenomenal as well. So yeah, with pound USD, expecting more upside. I want to see the market fall a little bit further, and then I'll be looking for opportunities around 1.305. You can see the move to the downside has been pretty corrective as well, so I like that aspect of the market as well. You can see this is where a lot of the momentum lies. Then here we're taking our time. Looks like we're moving down in steps. Take a step down, breather, step down, breather, step down, breather. It's a nice characteristic which shows that this move is likely to be a pullback for the market to find its feet and then continue in its bullish direction at some point. Let's hope it's kind of at that level and not that it's going to push up from where it is now, or at least for my sake anyway. So yeah, pound USD expecting more upside. I've highlighted 1.33 because it's a pretty big level in the market, which we could be attracted towards, and maybe from there we see a bigger move down. But for now, at least expecting a push back to the swing high at some point this week, and that's very much what I'm looking at for pound USD. So yeah, hopefully we can get that trade at some point. In terms of USD ZAR, so USD ZAR, we just missed that low. So yeah, last time I looked at USD ZAR, I said there's a good chance that we could push back into the low here this week. But unfortunately, it looks like price just missed that. Bit of a wick to the downside there, but then we quickly redeemed that, and we're looking a little bit bullish right now. So USD ZAR, I mean, we could still potentially roll over and get that area, but that wick to me looks like price is trying to form a little bit of a bottom. I think shorts still look good because you can see we've been so consistent with these lower highs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a really big area here where if we push back into, I expect the market to find some resistance and maybe another lower high, maybe number 7. So I think this is still a nice place for a short, particularly with this high there as well. If we can push into that, I feel like that would be a nice place for a short, and maybe price gives us that test of 1.75. But at least, move back into this area can make a lot of sense. Back to resistance there. Can call it a day there. But yeah, USD ZAR, I do think there's a lot of room to the downside. From a top-down perspective, the market is still relatively bullish. Monthly, weekly is pushing up. So the sells are kind of counter trend, and we don't expect them to go too far. They could, but you wouldn't expect that. Naturally, you expect the market to continue its overall direction, especially the market like this, which is actually trending pretty well on the higher time frames as well. So yeah, with USD ZAR, looking for a push back into support here. We've been so consistent with the lower high, so still looking just to take advantage of that. If we do push back into resistance over here, we've got a massive level down the higher time frames, daily, weekly level there, and a really nice level of support, which I remember when we originally had this pullback here. This is where I said a nice short would be a nice opportunity short. It would make a lot of sense on the retest of that low, but we didn't quite make it, and the market sold off. So maybe we do see the move this time back to that area, 18.13. And then, yeah, a push back into that area or push back into that area. Depends how aggressive you want to be, how aggressively you want to manage it. But to me, USD ZAR Still looks like a really good short. Looking at the higher time frames, it ticks all the boxes. Daily looks good, weekly looks good, and still areas to short from. And the swing we saw as well, yeah, pretty aggressive move down too, which I like. It's similar to this move, similar to this move. Maybe not so much that move, but nice move there as well. So yeah, still liking the sells there for USDR. Still room. And again, that fits the mold as well. Still looking for longer term USD weakness, but maybe over the short term, we do see USD push up as the dollar gains some strength. I haven't actually really checked the news this week. Let me go do that quickly. I know we've got NFP on Friday, but I need to see what we're doing in between. Monday, nothing really. Tuesday, PMI for USD, but other than that, nothing really. Wednesday, PMI for Aussie, GDP for Aussie as well in the early hours of the morning. Okay, so we got balance of trade for CAD and Bank of Canada interest rate decision. That'll be interesting on Wednesday. Rates were expected to drop in Canada as well. And then Thursday, not much. PMI for dollar. And then Friday, NFP and CAD unemployment rate as well. So yeah, there's a few to keep an eye out for, especially NFP on Friday. Bank of Canada interest rate on Wednesday, keep an eye out for that. And there's a few others that can definitely move the market, but the big one for me would definitely be NFP. So again, Canada interest rate can definitely move the market, but nothing where I'll get too scared in terms of entering a trade the same day, even if I'm trading a CAD pair. So it wouldn't stress me too much. But if you're in the lower time frames with tighter stops, then yeah, definitely keep a lookout for that. So to Rudolph, you're definitely correct. I'm supposed to change that over the weekend, but I completely forgot. See, because when it beeps, I just become I don't know what the word is, but I don't hear it really because it's been beeping for probably the past week. When it first started beeping, I noticed it, and then now I just don't notice it. So it kind of just, yeah. But someone did mention it to me on stream on Friday, I think. Can't remember who it was, but someone mentioned to me on stream on Friday, and I said I'll sort it out over the weekend. But yeah, because the beeping, I just don't hear it anymore. So I forgot. But yeah, I'll add that to my to-do list. Sort the fire alarm. I do apologize. Hopefully it's not too loud though. Hopefully it's not too loud. I don't think it's in this room. But yeah, in terms of my watch list, so I said I'm focusing a lot on USD this week, and that's still very much the case. Euro USD buys, that still looks like a really good opportunity to me. Pound USD buys look good. Dollar CAD sells look good. Ends the USD, I said looks okay. The reason being it's not such a big pullback, but I still think there is a really nice opportunity with ends the USD because we've cracked through a really big level of daily resistance here, 0.62. And the next level after that, I would suggest would be around this area here, 0.634. So as long as we stay above this area, which we just broken through, I would expect us naturally to make a move back to that upper level there. So very bullish for NZD. Unless, of course, we break underneath, then that would put a big span in the works. But for now, we are comfortably trading above that area. So I do like NZD to the upside, but I like Euro USD and Pound USD more so. So if I see an opportunity there, I'll probably just wait for Euro, wait for Pound to develop. If NZD looks really good on the setup, then I might just take NZUSD instead. But again, if I'm trading Euro, I'm trading Pound, trading NZD, I'm trading Aussie, I'm trading effectively what I'm doing is I'm selling dollar. I'm saying dollar will be weak. So I just need to pick the best dollar pair to trade and trade that one. But yeah, I like NZUSD to the upside, crack through a major level support there. I mean, resistance, sorry. Now will be turn support. So if we can hold that, that would be fantastic. And then 0.634 is where I do see the market is going to push to. 130 pips, not a bad move at all. Not a bad move at all. So that's what I'm eyeing up for NZUSD. Aussie dollar is a bit more awkward. So I think I would just let this one be. If it does have a bigger pullback to one of these two areas, I might consider it. But with Aussie dollar, I'm looking for pushing back into this high. This one's still got some resistance to contend with, and it's been struggling quite a lot as well. You can see on the daily chart there, bunch of wicks to the upside, big rejection there. So we've been struggling at that high. So if Aussie dollar was to come back down, back to these areas, that could be a nice place for a buy. Equally so, that area there too, and then we can see that bigger swing. So you can see pretty much for all these dollar pairs, I'm looking for a big swing to the upside, and the USD and looking for a big swing. Euro looking for a big swing, pound looking for a big swing, USD CAD big swing to the downside, dollar CHF looking for a push up, but eventually swing back down. Gold, I'm looking for price to push up there as well, and silver too. So all these dollar pairs all line up in the same direction, at least according to my analysis. Of course, I could be wrong, just because everything lines up doesn't mean 100% that's where the market is going. But at least I know I've got a lot of boxes ticked. So I'll be more than happy to take trades in that direction. All I just need to do is find a good opportunity to get involved in the market, which is where the patience, which is where the waiting comes into play. So yeah, dollar-wise, very much keen on some of those pairs, more so than others, but keeping a close eye on all of them really. Outside of the dollar pairs, I still do like some of these crosses: Euro NZD shorts, Pound NZD shorts, Euro Aussie shorts, and Pound Aussie shorts. Pound Aussie still waiting for the breakout, the consolidation, but I do think that will happen pretty soon. Pound NZD did have a nice move down, so I expect Pound Aussie to follow. It's just taking its time a little bit. So I do expect to see some shorts, I don't know, maybe later this week, or if not next week, form at some point. So I'm looking to take Pound Aussie to the downside. All of them have pretty much done the same thing on the higher time frames, which is just a massive rejection as we have approached the high here. So lovely high there. Then you get the next lower high. Now I'm looking at that being the next one for a big drop. So if I can find some pullbacks in that direction, that would be fantastic. Euro Aussie, similar situation as well. Massive rejection at the high there, looking for more downside back into the swing lows. Drop to the 4 hour. We saw a really nice move to the downside there after we created that previous lower high. This has since left behind a really nice level of support for me to now trade from. Should we come back for the retest there? Again, if we do, great. If we're not, then that's life. We're always going to see the opportunity we're after, but that definitely is what I'm looking for. And you can see I've highlighted the previous swing highs there, even this one as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully can catch the fifth and send that to the downside. Pound NZD is not far off an opportunity. You can see the lower highs there accumulating. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now again, looking for another one. As we approach this area, broken support, broke with some nice momentum, never had the retest. So to me, this is still a relatively fresh level to sell from. Should we get back there? And again, I'm looking for pushing to 2.095 at least. I'm looking for a big target, but that's the first obstacle in my way at least. As we can see, resistance there as well. So we'll see what happens at that area. But I'm looking for price to get to here, and hopefully that swing low there as well. So, and then Euro NZD I like too, but I think it's gone a little bit too far for me to consider shorting. This was the level I was looking to short from. Really big sell-off. I don't see price coming back all the way over there to retest it, especially correctively. Maybe if price was mega bullish and it just pumped higher, sure. But then I don't want price to do that anyway. I want price to correctly push up. So I don't really see price coming back all that way. So I'm kind of just ignoring USD. It's on the watch list because I don't know, maybe price does do that and it surprises me. So it's on the watch list because it's still a good opportunity if it does arise, but I'm just much expecting it not to happen. So for now, pound NZD shorts look good, keeping a close eye on that, not far away at all. Euro Aussie, not too far away as well. Keep an eye on that one. And pound Aussie, we got a breakout first, but I'm looking at something like that falling behind. So I like those crosses there. Surprisingly, Euro pound I like as well because Euro pound had a really nice monthly candle closure. And I think there's a very good chance that the month does push us back into the low here. You can see massive support there, big push up. And we have been slowly pushing to the downside. And August, big wick to the upside there as well. As we retest some structure, I do expect us just to spill over to the downside. So if Euro pound does push up, I'll be looking for a lower high. This is the first area, and then 0.85 will be the second area. Kind of like a big head and shoulders, even for both of them. That's your first head and shoulder. And then this will be your second. There. So that's why I like both of those areas. Short there or short there. So yeah, that's what I'm after for Euro pound. But we'll see if it happens. What is up, Lauder? Welcome to the stream. Hope you are well. Welcome. So yeah, I don't normally trade Euro pound. And same thing with Aussie New Zealand dollar. I don't normally trade this one as well, but sometimes there are some nice opportunities, which is why it's there in the first place. Because sometimes they do give opportunities which do interest me, other times they don't. But yeah, it's just with them, they're very few in between compared to like pound USD or pound yen, where they're a bit more frequent with opportunities, and I perform better on those as well. So I'm probably going to remove Aussie New Zealand dollar, and I'm going to be replacing it with US30. And that will be my gateway into the world of indices. Because I've been analyzing indices for a while now, probably say probably say 2.5 years now. I've been looking at but the only reason is I look at indices is because of my streams. If I wasn't streaming, I wouldn't be looking at the indices because I don't trade them. But probably about 2.5 years ago, maybe even close to 3, people started to ask me to look at them, so I started to look at them, and I've been keeping up to date with the price action since. So I've got pretty decent experience with them. But again, analyzing and forecasting is different from actually execution and placing trades. So that's why I'm going through a nice testing period with US30 to try and get myself up to speed. And so far, it's been pretty decent. I mean, I've noticed some differences between US30 and FX or Euro USD. I can see some differences between how prices moves and how I kind of have to mold myself a little bit to US30 because Euro USD fluctuates a lot more. Whereas US30, we kind of consolidate a lot more and we have big explosive moves. And sometimes we don't get the pullbacks, or we do get the pullbacks, but they're very, very prolonged. So once you get the breakout, price kind of just goes on a crazy run. So with these ones, you kind of want to be in the market before that big boom happens. So that's kind of like pre-consolidation. So yeah, there are slight differences, as you would see with any market, really. But the main thing I like about the indices is that their direction is to the upside. the direction is up. With FX, it can be all over the shop. If you go on Euro USD on the monthly, it is up, to be fair, but very sluggishly. If you bought in 1982, it price isn't too much higher in 2024, and that's like 4 decades. So yeah, it's a different kettle of fish. UER. I'm not too sure what UER is. Are you talking about Euro pound? I think you are, because those prices, I think they're similar to Euro pounds, 0.84, 841. Yeah, I assume you're talking about Euro pound there. If you're not talking about Euro pound, let me know. But yeah, Euro pound, I do like the upside. I'm not really looking to trade the upside. Like I said, I'm very bearish on it. I'm looking for more downside, and those are the two levels I'm looking to sell from: 0.845 or 0.85. 85 being a really big level. You can take it across back to here. So I'm looking to short from there. Nice resistance there too. So that's where I would expect price to get to and then sell off either one of those levels. But I can definitely see that price has had such a big drop over the past few weeks and is definitely looking like it's running out of steam. So I do think upside is likely, but that's just not the move I'm looking for, because I think upside is likely because price needs a retracement, but it's probably going to continue in its original path at some point. So these are the two levels I'm looking to take stabs at. We'll see how they go. If it all goes to plan really well, the risk reward looks really good, because I do think we're likely to drop into this area here. So there is definitely room for these trades to run. Although I need to be careful with that, because Euro pound isn't the best pair to be looking to try and stretch trades with, because just how it moves, it just corrects itself all over the shop. So sometimes it's best just to use take profits with Euro pound and partial your way out rather than trailing. But I'll still give it a go and see how far we can take it. But yeah, buys, like I said, I do like it. We haven't quite hit this low here. This is where I said last week it'd be nice if price can hit that low and then you look to take it to the upside from there. Didn't quite happen, but it does look like it's finding a bottom anyway. And then you're looking for a push into 0.43. No, 0.85184. 85184. Okay, that's around here-ish. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, I'm looking to sell more or less around that area, just below it. But yeah, I'm looking for a bigger move to the downside. But I would suggest keeping an eye on that move and locking in some gains along the way, because there are definitely areas which price could push against you. But there is room to the upside. We're coming off a big low. Last time we reacted with this area, huge moves to the upside. So there's room for price to run, but because of the reasons I've just gone through in the higher time frames, I do expect Euro pound to eventually, kick back bearish again. But I'd imagine you'd be, maybe pushing your stop loss to break even, or taking some partials to protect yourself. RH night, how long I stream for 2 hours. I start around 10 a.m. and I finish 12 p.m. UK time. So we'll be wrapping up in around 40, 30, 38 minutes from now, roughly. And I stream every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, every weekday. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that is because like you think a few years is long to be trading, and then you see someone who's been trading for like 3-4 decades, and you realize that spending even 3 years in markets is still very, very small. It's a very, very small time to be trading. It's just because you see a lot of new people come into the market, and they're in the first few months, first 6 months, first year, So you look at someone who's been trading for 3 years, and you're like, wow, they've been trading for so long. Or trading for 5 years, like, wow, they've been trading for so long. But it's not much. And if you put it in context as well, because trading is a performance-based performance-based profession. If you look at other performance-based professions like sport, for example, a lot of those professional athletes have been, training since they were like 8 years old. So by the time they're professional, they already had at least a decade in the sport. So yeah, there's a lot of experience to be gained, a lot of lessons to learn, and which I think is quite exciting. To be fair, a lot of information to take advantage of, and lucky for us, especially with social media, you can watch podcasts like that, see other people who've been trading for 2 decades, 3 decades. I've got so much experience, and you can learn from them as well. That's definitely one of the positive sides of social media, I must say. Do you cover the New York session? No. I wrap up around 12 p.m., so that's kind of just starting into the New York session. But this Friday, because of NFP, I will be doing a New York session stream covering NFP. So that'll be like 45 minutes, half an hour this Friday. So yeah, around NFP, I will do a separate stream for that. But my usual times for streams is 10 to 12. So coming to the end of London and starting to come into New York. So like the crossover time. But yeah, this Friday I will do a New York session stream. But yeah, I do like Euro pound to the upside because it's had such a big move down, but I do expect us to keep falling. In Keba, pound ends the sell 2.11. Thanks for the day so far. No problem. No problema. Yeah, pound NZD. I definitely am on board with that. I do like Euro pound. Euro pound. I do like pound NZD to the downside. I'm looking at sales around 2.11 area, and I think for you, yeah, 2.11 as well. You're looking for a short. Target's 2.07. 07. That's around this low here as well. So yeah, I'm looking for a similar move. Of course, I'll be trading stops, so I don't have a finite target for the trade. I'll just see how far I can take it. But I do expect pound NZD to keep falling. It has such a big move to the upside. And it looks like price is just erasing all of that hard work. I do expect us to eventually come back into this low and this low and this low, and actually beyond that as well. But for now, I'm just going to have my focus around there. Yeah, in terms of the opportunity, we can see the market's been very consistent for all these lower highs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looking for number 6 over there. We've got a lovely level of support, which I'm looking for a retest of. So I do like what I'm seeing here with pound NZD. We're not quite in that zone yet, so I'm still waiting for a bit more upside for us to get there. Then we'll see how price reacts, because we well could just break through as well. So I'm not looking to short directly from that area without necessary rejection and entry signals. But the idea very much so is looking to short, look for the lower high, and anticipate price to keep falling. And yeah, we'll see how far we can take it. I mean, even a move back to the swing low here makes a lot of sense, and you can probably get a nice little 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 3 maybe, depending on your entry, which is a great return. And if we're really lucky, we might catch move back down to a 2.07, which the risk reward looks pretty good there too. So yeah, pound NZD shorts to me look good. Just need to wait on the opportunity. But yeah, definitely looking to try and catch that next lower high. And again, why I'm so bearish on these pairs as well is because of where we're coming to the higher time frames. You can see pound NZD back at this area here. Nice rejection there again. I do feel like if we can hold that, there's room to the downside, potentially back into the lows here. But of course, that's going to take us a very, very long time for us to get there, especially to see such a big drop. So I'm not going to speak too much about that for the moment. because I don't think anyone's looking to hold a trade that far. But for now, we should look for pushing the low. Okay, no problem. Everyone, have a good one, my man. Take care. Enjoy your holiday. Enjoy Ethiopia. You got the voice of a young Morgan Freeman. That is crazy. To be fair, you're not the first person who said that, believe it or not. You're not the first person, which is weird because I don't really hear that because Morgan Freeman is American and I'm British, or at least my accent is anyway. Morgan Jr. maybe I'll get a T-shirt that says that or something. Or maybe I can add that into the description or something. Morgan Jr. I like it though. I like it. But yeah, you're not the first person who said that, which it was weird because the first person who said it, I was like, yeah, I'm not too sure about that. But now that you said it as well, I don't know. Maybe I've got a future in narration. But I'll take it. I'm a Brit too. Okay, big up, big up. Yeah, we've got a few Brits on board in the stream across the country. I've got a few down south, some in Northampton. Actually, a couple in Northampton as well. Weirdly enough. Heck, I'll be your manager. And just like that, I'm gonna become the British Morgan Freeman. Yeah, I mean, I want to probably keep trading for a few more years, and then who knows? Maybe I'll branch over to acting or doing voiceovers or whatever. Maybe I'll keep that in the back of my notebook just in case if I blow my account, I can always go and do voiceovers. But I appreciate it though, because that is a compliment. A voice like Morgan Freeman, I'll take that 100% all day. Okay, you don't live in the UK anymore. Live in Spain. Fair. I mean, that's not a bad idea, I must say. I think a lot of Brits are doing that, moving out of the UK and to other European countries. And Spain's not a bad shout. Better weather. I mean, we've had a few days of summer, but it looks like it's about to come to an end. It's very cloudy now. Whereabouts in Spain, if you don't mind me asking? What is up, Tony Gold? Hope you're doing good. Welcome to the stream. Is anyone looking to trade the yen pairs this week? I know quite a few people looking to trade the yen pairs last week, but they were a bit awkward, not moving too well. But now we're seeing a decent breakout, some decent momentum, strong candle closure this morning. Looks like the yen pairs are definitely seeing some bullish momentum. So yeah, I do think we can see some upside this week. Again, am I keen to trade them? No, not really. The dollar pairs look so much more attractive. So that's where I will keep my focus concentrated towards. But maybe if the yen pairs see a bit more upside, a bit more momentum, I will consider adding them to my watch list. But for now, the dollar pairs look the best. And like I said, some of these crosses as well, Euro NZD, Pound NZD, Euro Aussie, and Pound Aussie look good as well. So, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the yen pairs at the moment. Scorching hot here right now. Yeah, you have to rub it in there. You have to rub it in. I mean, it was warm yesterday. It was 28 yesterday. 28 degrees yesterday. So that was a good day here. Very good day. But today it's completely dropped. And now it's 21 degrees. with, yeah, it's very cloudy, 21 degrees. Not bad. You can't complain about 21 in the UK. 21's a good day. Oh, Madrid. Okay, yeah, Madrid gets hot. Madrid gets hot. I haven't been to Madrid. I've been to Barcelona. I've been to Cordoba. I've been to Tenerife, if you count that as Spain as well. I don't think I've been anywhere else in Spain. I haven't been to Madrid yet. That I need to tick off the bucket list. English weather is awful. Don't even get me started. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, isn't great at all. Especially summer, because at least if summer was consistent, then you can kind of get behind it. But it's not consistent. It could be 25 degrees for the whole week, and the next week it's 15 degrees and it's rainy and miserable. So yeah, that aspect I do not like about England at all. So yeah, living in Spain is not a bad idea, especially Madrid, because I've heard it gets pretty hot in Madrid. So yeah, with the yen pairs, I'll keep them on the back foot for now. I do like them to the upside, but I'm just not seeing good opportunities. USD pairs look good, and the CHF pairs, as I've mentioned earlier, I do think there's a lot of room to the upside for them. I think there's some big sales coming up, but nothing just yet. I know there's a couple people trading pound CHF as well, because we spoke a lot about pound CHF last week. But as I said, for pound CHF, I wanted to see the breakout and the retest, and then I'll find some opportunities like so. But unfortunately, the breakout was half-hearted. The market did get a nice close below, but instantly closed back above. So that completely invalidated that break and retest opportunity for me. So I'm still looking for it to see if it can happen again, but I won't trade pound CHF at all until I see that breakout. All I can say right now about pound CHF is that we are retesting the low pretty well. Solid support above us. Now flips resistance. We're doing a good job, especially after that crazy drop we had not too long ago. So I do want to see room to the downside, but yeah, I need that to happen. If not, then we might just continue to consolidate in here this week, or maybe even break higher, which is something I'm not really interested in. Also, Valencia, Cadiz, Sevilla are gorgeous. Sevilla, have I been? No, I haven't been to Sevilla. Yeah, I've heard good things about Sevilla, to be fair. Valencia, yeah, my brother's been to Valencia. He said it was decent there as well. Yeah, I need to get back to Spain. Although I do prefer Italy, though. I do prefer Italy, I must say. I think Italy is a bit nicer on the eyes than Spain. But I've had a good time in both countries, really. What is up, Darkshon? Welcome to the stream. Pound USD will take a look. I'm very bullish on pound. Oh, I did not know that, actually. I know it's hot, but I didn't know it's the hottest city in Europe. Damn, I did not know that. Wow. Yeah, that might be a bit too hot for me then. I'm not trying to bake. But yeah, I didn't know it was the hot. I knew it was hot, but I didn't know it was the hottest. Crazy. Where is pound? Yeah, so pound USD looking for buys. Very bullish on pound USD, but need it to pull back a little bit more before I do entertain any opportunities. 1.305 is where I'm looking to get involved at. And yeah, hopefully we can just continue to pull back, because I've been very unlucky the past few weeks with some of these pullbacks, because some of the pullbacks, they happen well, but they just don't quite hit my level. And they go without me. There's been multiple opportunities out the past few weeks. Unfortunately, so I've missed out on some of those moves. I mean, I have been very busy as well, so some of them I haven't been at the charts to trade them anyway. But even so, they've missed out on a few areas. So I'm hoping pound USD is at least kind enough to get back to this area. I mean, I'm not asking for much. If I do draw the Fibonacci from the low to the high, the 50% is still below that as well. Typically around the 50s where I like to get involved in. But sometimes I will entertain opportunities without testing the 50 like this one. So yeah, I'm hoping we can have a little bit more downside, but in terms of direction, I'm very much looking for a big swing to the upside for pound. Intraday, I will still be looking at downside. We've been pretty consistent with these lower highs. Again, I wouldn't really be looking to sell pound, but I do expect to see us keep falling. So something like this makes a lot of sense to me. Another lower high as we come back to retest the low. Yeah, that makes some sense. Catch the next lower high, then off we go back down to the low. So that could be a nice day trading idea, intraday opportunity. Maybe as we approach New York, maybe you might see a push up first and then a sell. So that could be something to look out for pound USD intraday if that's what you're after. But for a swing, I'm still very much bullish and looking for a big buy. So yeah, hopefully we can see the move back into that low. And then yeah, we'll see how far we can take it. What's up, Keris? Welcome to the stream. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you're well. Tom, what is up? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. And Keba, I just saw breaker structure. Okay, on Aussie yen. Okay, we'll take a look. It's known as frying pan of Europe. Okay, I did not know that either. The frying pan of Europe. I wonder how that's said in Spanish. My Spanish is not too good. RH Knight, does that mean you can speak Spanish? How is your Espanol? Dark Shot quick sell waiting to hit 1.3. Okay, and we're not too far away from 1.3, are we? Okay, yeah, 1.3 is roughly where I'm looking to buy from. I mean, that's a pretty. I'm not too sure if quick is the right word for that, Dark Sean, because you're still looking around 140 odd pips to the downside. So I'm not too sure 140 pips is pretty quick, but yeah, I do think there's room to the downside there for pound. I do think there's room to the downside there for pound, but like I said, I'm looking for that buy, so that's the only opportunity I'm interested in. But there might be some sales in the meantime, whilst we're forming those lower highs. In terms of Aussie yen, let me quickly go through that one. And Keb, you said you're looking for a breaker structure. No, you just saw a breaker structure. Come to retest 98.5. Okay, so I know exactly what you're talking about. You're talking about this break here. And you're looking for a retest of 98.5, which would be, pretty much the low here. So yeah, I agree with that. Your target is 105, which is that's pretty high up. You like your big targets. I'll give you that. You do like your big targets because that is a very big target. If I measure that in pips, that's gonna be well over 1,000 pips. Okay, maybe not. I got that completely wrong. 600 pips. I mean, if it was pound yen, then that would be well over 1,000. Yeah, that would be 1,000 for pound yen, but Aussie yen not so much, not as much as many pips, but still 600 pips is no slight move, no walk in the park. So yeah, I mean, there is the potential for that. I mean, there's this area here as well, which I would watch out for too. Of course, when you're going to look for such big targets, you want to be managing the trade along the way. Multiple areas to take partials or at least a trading stop loss because there's just a very good chance price can find that high at any point and then reverse against you, and then you're walking away with nothing or even a loss as well. So there's nothing wrong with big targets, but just be aware that, of course, the probability of price getting there is quite low. When it does get there, great, it pays off. But if it doesn't, you want to make sure you're kind of paying yourself along the way for holding such a big trade. But I like the breakout. I like the breakout a lot. And if you were to get a retest, I think that's a really nice opportunity. You've been really consistent with the high lows as well. So I do think there's upside. But if I was looking for a swing for this one, I think around 101.328. And even this area here as well, it's kind of where I'll be focusing for targets and focusing to take profit as we come back into this low and that high there. And definitely 102.500, which is this area there as well. So there's multiple areas you can consider, but of course, manage the trade how you see fit. It's your plan, your trading style. So, do what you need to do, but that's just my advice. Okay, I picked up a few words here and there over the years. Okay, how many years have you been staying in Spain then? Excuse me, because I'm wondering, what other countries to live in beside the UK. I mean, in Europe, I would consider Italy, Spain. Maybe Germany. Not too sure about that one. Maybe some of the Scandinavian countries, but the only thing about the Scandinavian countries is they're very cold. They're very cold. So, not a big fan of that. But they are nice up there, but they're just a bit too cold. Okay, moved just before Brexit. Okay, so yeah, you've been there for a while then. You've been there for a while. You're not missing, not You're not missing the UK. You're not missing the UK. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's pretty expensive to live in the Scandinavian countries. Pretty expensive, which is a drawback, and it's very cold as well. So maybe not then. Romania, hot as hell at the moment. Yeah, Eastern Europe would be pretty hot. Eastern Europe would be pretty hot. I mean, the UK isn't. The UK. I mean, UK 21 is not bad. I can't complain too much because in the next few weeks it's going to be 11 degrees really really soon here. So I've got to soak it in while it's here. Um, so yeah, for Aussie yen, that's kind of what I'm after for Aussie yen. I like the buys, but I would definitely be keeping an eye on a few different targets. I do, but not the weather. Fair enough. I mean, yeah, there's not a lot to miss in that regard. Okay, relatives in Kent and Devon. Yeah, of course you're gonna miss family, wherever you go, to be honest. I mean, no matter how good a place is where you live, people are people, family is family. So, that would always be an element to miss no matter where you go, really. So I think that makes a lot of sense. And especially if you grew up in the UK as well. You've got some emotional ties here too. Same with me as well. So I mean, as long as you're enjoying life there better than you would in the UK, then yeah, it's the good move. Of course, you can always come back and see relatives from time to time as well, and they can come back, come out and visit you. You give them a good excuse to go on the holiday to Spain. Yeah, 21 degrees in the UK is not bad because when it does get hot here, like 28, 29, on the rare occasions it does become a little bit sticky. And that's true as well. Only 2 hours away on the plane. Yeah. It's not like you moved to Australia, so it's not too far on the plane at all. But yeah, that's the only thing. Family. You're gonna miss family, of course. But that would be the same situation with everyone. Most welcome to come visit one day if you like. Oh, nice! I'll take the invitation. I mean, Madrid is definitely on the list. I think in terms of cities in Europe, which I need to tick off the list, Madrid. Um, need to go to Prague, Split in Croatia, Milan, probably like Porto, maybe. Oh, in Florida, yeah, Florida does get pretty hot, doesn't it? Okay, Euro's pushing down. How's dollar looking? Okay, dollar looks like it might push to the upside now. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so if dollar does push up, good. That's what I want to see, and then hopefully I can find the sales later on. But yeah, I'm looking at dollar pushing up higher. Looks like we had a nice little retest of some structure here as well. So hopefully we do push on. So yeah, with the DXY 102,200 is where I'm looking for price to push into this week, hopefully, and then we can put a lower high in and push back down, and that should help me out with euro, should help me out with pound, should help me out with NZD as well. Did I delete NZD? Where is it? Looks like I did. NZD USD. And this should help me with NZUSD pullbacks as well. So yeah, very, very bullish on these dollar pairs. Very, very bullish. Just need to find the opportunity. Dollar CAD, I like the shorts, but I just don't think I'll get the pullback. It's a little bit too much to ask for. If it does happen, great. I mean, I don't know. We've got the CAD interest rate decision later today. I mean, not later today, later this week. So I don't know. If CAD is very weak, we might see that happen. I think rates are supposed to drop, aren't they? Yeah, they are supposed to drop, so we'll see. And then maybe I can get a nice little move there. But if I stand in queues a lot longer at the airport compared to the actual flight, wow. Okay, yeah, Florida is pretty hot. Okay, Portugal's cheaper than Spain and speaks decent English. Um, that could be a shout then. Spanish is not too bad. I can read Spanish pretty well, but I can't speak. It'll take me forever to have a conversation. Ross, what is up? Dollar yen ready for 148. Whereabouts is 148 for dollar yen? 148, 148. That's around here-ish. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I'm looking for a push into 149,500 this week. So that's kind of where I'm looking for price to get into. There's a bit of resistance above us here, but to me, this is a solid breakout of this channel. Really nice move there. So I do think we're going to see that momentum kind of continue this week. And 148 is about here-ish. So I do expect us to get there. And then this is the real target I have for this week, which is, like I said, just around 148.5. So yeah, I do think we're going to see some upside. Again, I'm still kind of gearing up for some big sales for dollar yen, but maybe we do go through a bit of a bullish trend first before that sell does happen. Maybe we come back to retest some structure way higher up around 152. Who knows? But for now, we are seeing some momentum. It looks like the market's printed a nice higher low here. So I do think we'll steadily push back to the high at 140, actually 149. 149.5. Okay. So yeah, back to 149.5. Um, I have to be more consistent with my trading so I can move to La Costa del Sol in Spain. Oh, I haven't heard of that place. But hey, at least you got something to work towards. You got something to work towards. Argentina and Europe? No, Argentina's in South America. Yeah, South America. Although it does speak Spanish, but they do speak Spanish, but they are different continent. Um, Bullish on pound Aussie. Okay, I'll go through pound Aussie, but I'm pretty bearish on pound Aussie. Well, it's consolidated right now, but I need to break out. You're Hispanophile. I've never heard of that term. Love language. It's similar to French and Italian as well if you speak or study one of them before. Wow. Hispanophile. Never heard of that before. You Google that after this. Pound Aussie longs and got stopped out early today. Yeah, with pound Aussie, I'm looking for a big move to the downside because I'm pretty bearish on pound Aussie, Euro Aussie, Euro NZD, pound NZD, all those currency pairs. I'm looking for big moves down. But with pound Aussie, it's kind of still consolidating. So I'm not looking to do anything with this one just yet. Equal highs there, as we rejected that resistance pretty well. We've got support down there as well. So the plan is for pound Aussie, at least in my book anyway, is to wait for price to break through 1.93. And I want a nice break as well, not like this one. It was decent, but again, we didn't really push too far. When I'm looking for breaking retests, I want price to really commit because then I know there's a good chance that this is not a fake out. And if price does get the retest, it's likely to hold. Breakouts like this, although they look good at the time, they're more prone to fake outs. So I want price to really commit. So if it does commit, fantastic. Then I'll be looking for my retest and pullbacks. And I'm looking to take pound Aussie to the downside. There are a few areas to look at, but there's a massive level around here, which I'm expecting pound Aussie to get into. I think we can keep an eye on this area there too as a nice target too. But for now, that is really what I'm after. So I can understand looking for longs because, of course, we've held support really well here and we could come back, bounce and see some upside. That very much could be the play, looking to trade that range. But for me, I'm not really interested in. I don't like trading inside ranges. I want price to break out, see the momentum, and then I can follow that wherever it's going. There's a good possibility we could break to the upside, and maybe this could be the play. If that's the case, I'll reanalyze things and go from there. But for now, I'm very bearish, and I do want to see price commit to the downside, and I'll look for the retest on the flip as resistance, and then hopefully I can find some entries with my confirmations. So yeah, not bullish from pound Aussie at all. I can see why as we approach strong support, but I'm looking for very much the break of that, and then I'll be interested in some shorts. So that's very much the play I'm after. Anything else, not interested. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with pound Aussie. Oh, all the millionaires. Oh, in Marbella. Okay. Yeah, we've got a few friends that do visit Marbella quite often. Yeah, I didn't know that was a joke there, Tom. I didn't know that was a joke at all. I mean, ones who loves Spain, its language, culture, music. Oh, okay. Yeah, I had no idea. Bought around 1.93460. Got break even, not a full loss. My bad. Okay, no worries. Yeah, I mean, again, every trade is not supposed to be a phenomenal trade. Take profit, and fireworks and confetti come down. Some trades are going to be your break even. Some trades are going to be small wins, and some trades are going to be losses. That's a part of the game. All you need to do is keep in mind that trading is for the long term, and that you go through a sequence of trades, you'll make a bunch of money, and then you'll lose a bunch of money. But as long as the money the value of the money you make is bigger than the value of the money you lose, then in the long term, your equity curve will be pushing up higher. You don't need to be super mega profitable, hitting crazy trades, although that would be nice, of course, who wouldn't? But that's not the reality. Especially if you're early on in your trading career, you're just looking to find, how can I find some profitability? How can I find some consistency in the market? And then you can look to tweak, refine, and improve. And you will always do that, as I always do that as well. Always to see where can I make a little bit more money, where can I lose a little bit less. That's always the battle. That's always the journey with trading. But yeah, you're gonna lose. You're gonna break even. All of that is part of trading. So when it happens, take it on the chin, go again. As long as you're taking the correct trades according to your plan, according to your analysis, and you're not just going to take a random trade just because you're bored or whatever. Yeah, if you do that, then of course that's on you. But otherwise, you've got to charge it to the game and keep it moving. Okay, how's USD looking? We still trying to push up a little bit. Hopefully we can kick off during the New York session. I don't think we have any news today, do we? Monday the 2nd. No, not really. We've got some USD news tomorrow though, and some CAD as well. Might be a bit flat. We'll see. But anyway, guys, we have come up to the end of the stream. I will be live again tomorrow, same time as always, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. UK time. So if you're free, feel free to join in, say hi, hello, ask questions, chat with us. All of that is much appreciated. I will be live every day this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And I will be doing a special stream for NFP on Friday as well. So keep an eye out for that. And if I do get any positions, I'll let you know on my Telegram. It's linked in the description below. Make sure you go check it out. And if you guys are looking to join the Elevate Traders Discord channel, make sure you check that out. It's right at the top of the chat. You can't miss it. There will be some discount opportunities closer to launch. So make sure you go and check that out. Morgan Jr. I wouldn't mind that, to be fair. But guys, if you have enjoyed the stream, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel on your way out if you haven't done so already. And of course, make sure you do hit the bell so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. But guys, have a great day, and I'll catch you all tomorrow.